This meeting is being recorded.
So Haris bhai, please.
Am I audible?
Yes.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر.
Jazakallah. Thank you, Haris bhai. So moving forward, let me introduce myself. My name is Sajjad Sheikh. I am a PhD student at Kent State, Ohio, and currently I'm serving as a co-chair of Sir Said Global Scholar Award Program. This event is a very special annual event where we get to welcome our new scholars, the batch of 2023 SSGSA scholars in the SSGSA family. So on behalf of entire team of SSGSA, I welcome you all and thank you for joining us today. I once again congratulate you for making it to the final list. We believe that you will work hard towards achieving your goals and make the best use of this award. So without any further ado, we will straight head to the program. So Haris bhai, move to the second slide. So this is the agenda of our today's program, where we will briefly introduce the Sir Said Global Scholar Award Program and how it started. So we have a very special guest with us today, Professor Samina Salim, who will be sharing her inspirational journey with us, and we all look forward hearing her story. And Haris bhai, okay, yeah. So with that, we will also brief you about the guidelines of the application package abroad that you will be preparing. An important aspect of this program is SSGSA mentorship, one-on-one mentorship. We will explain you the procedures and practices. And also we have over the years collected lots of resources that will be helpful for you to prepare a successful application package. And we are also running a very important program called Skill Development Workshops, which is an important program that helps you to build your CV, helps you to write in your writing skills, and to prepare you for your interviews for your PhD programs. And we also have invited few our successful SSGSA scholars that will tell their stories to you to inspire you. And at the end, we will have questions and answers. So please think about your questions and write them in the chat while we go through the slides, or you can unmute at the end. We'll take your questions. Haris bhai, next slide. Yeah. So with that, I would like to call Dr. Saif Sheikh to please tell us about the Sir Said Global Scholar Award Program and how it started and where we are now. Saif bhai.
Thank you, Sajjad. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Saif Sheikh, and I would like to thank you all for taking time to attend this orientation session today, especially to our guest speaker, Professor Samina Salim, to address the SSGSA awardees. SSGSA was established almost 17 years ago to help those students who aspire to study in the United States at premier institutions. SSGSA offers financial assistance during the application process and, most importantly, guidance and mentorship that helps to choose the right university based on their background and expertise. I will not go into further details as it will be covered later. Can we move to the next slide, please? So here we want to thank several organizations, including alumni associations and individuals who contributed or who continue to support us in this journey. And with this, I will close and I will request Dr. Mohsin Khan to introduce our guest speaker, Professor Salim.
I think Mohsin Bhai is not here, so maybe Sajjad can do that.
Thank you, Sajan Bhai. I once again thank you, Professor Samina Salim, for joining us today. Professor Samina Salim is an associate professor of pharmacology at the University of Houston. She's been one of the great supporters of this program from the very beginning. She runs many organizations that help Alighs. One of them is Alighs Care, a nonprofit organization which she has been running for long to spread health awareness in India. So with that, I would ask Professor Samina Salim to please share your inspirational journey with us. Professor Samina Salim.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning to you all. My apologies, I'm a little under the weather, but still delighted to be here. So I'm actually very humbled by the invitation to speak at this event. My name is Samina Salim, and I did my PhD in biochemistry from AMU, and I now work at the University of Houston as an associate professor of pharmacology at University of Houston's College of Pharmacy. So this morning, as I sat down to put my thoughts together and started thinking what to tell you guys about me and about my experiences, what followed was an interesting reflection on my life. Often it is good to pause and do some self-reflection, some soul-searching and a self-study, if you will. And I realized that I wear many hats. Yes, I'm a professor, but I'm also a teacher. I'm a scientist, a mentor, a social entrepreneur, an activist, a mother, a friend, and so on. So let me take you back in time a little bit and share with you my journey. So the story begins in India. I was born in Lucknow, but I was raised in Aligarh. Grew up in an affluent yet conservative household. Lived a life of privilege and abundance. I was clueless as a teenager, confused, unfocused, aimless during my college. So the fact that college experience can be a life-changing one, and it's a privilege for some, never occurred to me. And the realization that of the honor that I would be the first female college graduate across generations in my family never happened. So honestly, my days were spent going to college, skipping most, if not all, my classes, spending endless hours talking to my friends. So this is late 80s and early 90s. There were no cell phones, no WhatsApp, no TikTok, no Instagram or text messaging. Therefore, to talk, one actually had to physically meet people. So in brief, women's college was a meeting point. Friends, social life, college, friends, socials, that's it. So life was just friends, fun, food, clothes, and so on. So frankly, by the end of my college life, I was exhausted of this aimless life I was living. And given the trajectory that I was orbiting, an arranged marriage in an upper middle class family seemed to be the most conceivable outcome. Yet what happened was in stark contrast to the postulated outcome. So as I finished college, I was exhausted of the monotony of my aimless life, and the idea of becoming independent and getting a professional degree, and that seemed to set in very late, but it happened anyway. So I enrolled in the PhD program in the Department of Biochemistry at AMU, where the environment was very laid back. I quickly realized that if I wouldn't push myself, no one was going to push me. There was minimum to no accountability. But the seed was planted, the seed of curiosity. And the more I studied and the harder I worked, the more I was compelled to learn, to seek and to achieve. So believe it or not, but the graduate program, with all its, with all its shortcomings, the Department of Biochemistry in India at AMU was a great learning experience for me. It transformed a lazy, unmotivated, clueless young woman born into privilege and abundance into a hardworking and ambitious person. So the PhD program there taught me many things, including the significance of failures and accountability and patience and perseverance. So long story short, following the award of my PhD degree, I decided to step out of the comfort zone and move to Stockholm, Sweden in Europe to pursue postdoctoral work. So needless to say, the move was a huge culture shock. The transition from a highly conservative, protected environment of AMU and of my household to an extremely liberal Scandinavian culture was not a smooth one. So as opposed to, to my country of birth, India, which is full of sun and full of people, who love to know everything about you, how much money you make, how many kids you have, how many times you shower, which toothpaste you use, what's your favorite television show, which political party you vote for and why, and so on and so forth. And Stockholm was just cold, dark. People were reserved and few. So I was very lonely and sad. However, that was a great learning experience because it quickly learned I quickly learned to accept diversity and to value my time and to respect others' privacy. You don't have to talk all the time. I learned to listen, to be quiet, and to listen to everything that was going around me. So I realized that it was okay to quietly eat my lunch in the break room without knowing who was eating what and who prefers which TV shows, etc. So jokes aside, the research program at the Karolinska Institute was intense and training was rigorous, which helped promote my growth as a scientist. So as this training at the Karolinska Institute advanced, so did my ambition and pursuit for knowledge. So after about 3 years of postdoctoral work in Stockholm, I arrived in Houston and started working as a postdoctoral research fellow at the University of Texas Health Science Center. And this challenge was not, and this experience was full of challenges, as I did not experience the best workplace environment. For the first time in my life, I was exposed to racism and discrimination in the workplace. That is when, this was 2001, September 11 had just happened, and there was a lot of ugly things going around, even in the academic institutions. So I was disappointed, yet I worked very hard and focused on the objective to succeed. And at one point, I was told by a senior faculty member in that department that I do not have the fire in my belly to secure a faculty position at an American institution, and I should just consider going back to India. I paused and I focused on the message, but I didn't focus or dwell too much on the messenger. I learned that no one can make me feel incapable or inadequate unless I make the decision to accept that I'm incapable. So I learned to value myself and refused to be treated with anything but respect. I focused on my work. I gave all my energy, my passion to my work, and became so committed to excellence. So soon, I got a research track faculty position at the University of Houston. So the struggle continues. So SSGSA scholars, it's great. Congratulations. You have stepped out of your comfort zone. This is incredible. But the struggle begins, and the good kind of struggle. So, so be ready for the struggle. And so going back to my story, so I got a research track faculty position at the University of Houston. So as you may know, that there are several tiers of faculty appointments in the academia in the US. So there is a research track faculty appointment, then there is a tenure track. So in research track faculty appointment, it's really not independent. You go and work in a lab of your mentor. The mentor pays your salary, so you work for this individual. So I made a deal with the department chair at the time, who had hired me to work as a research track assistant professor, that I'm willing to work in his lab, and I will work very hard on his projects. But at the same time, I want to build my own research portfolio. Like, I have some ideas, and I wanted his permission to work on those. He said, yeah, sure, you can do that. But first, my lab is the priority. So this position also brought its own challenges. So in a short time, I had to prove my worth. I worked twice as hard as my peers. But I was able to accomplish a great deal, yet it was not enough to secure a tenure track appointment. And nobody looks at you unless you have money, you have research funding. I kept writing grants, publishing papers, but the goals still seemed far, far away. And to tell you the truth, at that time, I was beginning to doubt myself and question my potential, that maybe the fire in the belly comment was right. Maybe I just don't have it. Maybe I should just go back. And so this fire in the belly remark kept haunting me, but I kept plowing through. Finally, in 2012, I got a $500,000 grant to study oxidative stress and the mechanism of oxidative stress and anxiety from National Institute of Health. And this was a game changer. As I told you before, funding, just people look at you in a different light once you get some funding from extramural funding. So this became the turning point of my career. And I was hired as a tenure track assistant professor at the University of Houston, the same institution, the same department, which didn't even look at me before, was giving me offer. We're going to give you this is your lab, we're going to give you a postdoc, we're going to give you this package and that package, and so on and so forth. So eventually I accepted the offer, climbed up the ladder, and became tenured. And now I'm an associate professor at the College of Pharmacy. Has the struggle ended? No, the struggle continues, and it gets even harder and harder. So I'm an associate professor. My goal is to become a full professor. And that is even harder. I'm again working around the clock to get more funding. And this time the bar is even higher. So an interesting thing happened. So not too long ago, I met the fire in the belly person at a cafe, at a local cafe in Houston. So he asked me how I was doing, and I informed him that, I'm a tenured associate professor and I'm doing this and that. He just listened. He didn't seem too pleased or impressed, and I didn't care. Life goes on. And, just as a side note, to dwelling on negativity makes you weak and bitter, and bitterness gives you wrinkles, right? So just ignored and moved on. So now my professional work involves, as a tenured associate professor, teaching in the pharmacy professional program, teaching in the graduate program of the College of Pharmacy. And so, there's many flavors to what we do as professors in any academic institution. And it has given me the opportunity to grow, to understand, to lead, to fall, to fail, and then to rise again. And one of my favorite things to do as part of my job is mentoring students. I feel I'm able to transform their lives by giving them direction and a meaningful university experience, something I had to find myself the hard way. I navigated all the alleys and areas on my own. Now, a professorship in an academic institution is not just about teaching, and it's not just the boring day-to-day stuff, but it allows you to do many, many things. It has allowed me personally to travel to new places, experience new cultures, something I truly enjoy and cherish. And it is this, the ability to use this education and explore the world is amazing. So the opportunities that a STEM career offers are tremendous and multifaceted. There are many mechanisms and there are many grants that you all can seek, that you all can support your travel. You can organize scientific meetings, you can organize symposia, lectures. So the opportunities are endless. So just be impatient, be curious, and don't get too comfortable. Success is good, enjoy it, but don't dwell on it too much. Seek for the next higher thing. And the other thing I would say that, yes, this, STEM careers give its way. Of course, you'll make some money, good money, you'll have a good life. But the possibilities that this career has, I don't think a lot of people fully explore that or fully use that potential. I don't think all of us are able to use the freedom that it gives you. So it's your ambition and it's your desire, how far you want to take it. Just on a side note, for example, last year, I was on a Fulbright visit to Jordan. And now this year again, in 2 months, I'm going to another Fulbright visit to Morocco. And so it's, it's how much you want to do. It's how much you want to explore. Not everyone is interested in this, which is fine. But I think the opportunities are there. So seek it, grab it. And it helps you in many ways. So just being very selfish. I think these experiences, yes, I contribute to other universities and their curriculum and their programs, but just selfishly, it helps me, it benefits me. I gain all this experience and which enriches not just my professional life, but my personal life. And just the career that the STEM careers, they allow you to do many things at one time. I guess that's the point I want to make. So it's just that I just don't teach. I do research, I do mentoring, so on and so forth. So as you might be noticing, so this is, I can go on and talk about this. So I don't want to take a lot of your time, but this is a snapshot of my life that I wanted to share with you. And again, I'm so grateful to you all for doing this program and the leaders of SSGSA, and congratulations again to all the winners. And finally, I'm so grateful to my alma mater, the Aligarh Muslim University, which truly transformed my life from an aimless to a purposeful life. But I think I will end on a bit of a philosophical note, and I leave you with this thought that higher education allows us to practice freedom. It allows you to accept change. It allows you to embrace criticism, to uplift others, which is very, very important, and become part of a bigger transformation. And finally, don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. Look them in the eye and say, yes, I can. So thank you.
Thank you, Professor Salim, for walking us through your journey of life. It's very inspiring. And I believe that our scholars will greatly benefit from your experience. And with that, I would invite Sachin Gupta to take the program forward.
Thank you, Sajjad bhai. Just to echo the speech I mean, the words of Dr. Salim was really inspiring, and I was kind of overwhelmed in between. So yeah, thank you for hearing the story. It was really great. Yeah, so my name is Sachin Gupta. I'm a current SSGSA chair with Sajjad. So moving forward, so far we have mentored more than 145 students across the world in like more than 23 countries. The left side has a kind of a diagram about our scholars, about their reach basically. And on the right side, we have a kind of a graph that between the number of selected scholars that we have taken the last 5 years, which is kind of fluctuating depending on the financial resources we do get, and the offered admits that our scholars get. Though I mean, you might have observed that it's going down, but it's actually not. There was a pandemic and it's kind of impact on the applications, but we are really hoping to take this graph up this next year. Next slide, please. Thank you. So here is an academic footprint of our scholars that includes a lot of Ivy Leagues, including Cornell and Brown and Yale and other institutes like MIT and Houston and Queen Mary, Michigan, and so on and so forth. Yeah, next slide, please. Besides academic footprints, our scholars are all over the world in the top leading companies. That includes Amazon, Google, Apple, Microsoft, and including like research labs, like including Sun. Yeah. Next slide, please. So that's like a main slide. What actually SSGS is all about. So we start from one-on-one mentoring, where after this orientation, each and every scholar will be provided two or three mentors that will help them to make a personalized plans of their what how are they going to do, how are they going to apply, and so on and so forth. Then we also evaluate monthly progress. Our team has a monthly meeting where we talk about each and individual scholar, what they are doing, and how can we just help them. Then we also address the test that you require, whether you require GRE or TOEFL, depending on your applications or your interest. We help you with finding the shortlisting university applications and like related questions. That also includes how to emails and other stuff. After that, once we figure out what kind of test do you need, we provide you financial assistance for either for GRE or GMAT and TOEFL or ITS. And we also pay the application fees for 5 graduate programs, and also application fees to send your scores to 5 universities. After that, we help you, once you figure out which universities you have to apply, which tests are you supposed to take, we help you in making the material that you need to apply. We help you to write SOPs, edit resumes, and all sorts of things that is basically required in a graduate program. And I mean, once you get selected, you come to US or Europe or wherever in the world, we do not stop here. We help you to bring you here. We help you to introduce our known people, our family and friends in the university town you are going to join. And we also, meanwhile, during your program, we help you in finding internships and job opportunities. So yeah, it's like a whole program. Yeah. Next slide, please. Now I request everyone to repeat with me this honor code as a kind of a pledge, so that we can work together with integrity. So yeah, please repeat. And you don't have to unmute yourself; just repeat there. So please repeat with me, especially to the current new scholars. I will always conduct.
I will always conduct.
I think it's better if you can just mute yourself in the.
Just mute yourself. Sorry, Sachin bhai. And you can say it in your heart. So you mean it. And in the chat, you can say at the end, yes.
Yeah, please. Yeah, thank you. I will always conduct myself with utmost academic and personal integrity. I'm representing my country and culture. I will strive to return this opportunity in kind. I will volunteer my time and resources to others in future as others have done for me today. Yeah, thank you. And please write yes in the chat box just to show that you are accepting this offer. Yeah, thank you. And next slide, please. Now I would like to invite Rabia Umar to take forward. Rabia is a scholar from 2020-21, and she's currently leading our mentorship. So Rabia. Rabia today?
If Rabia is not here, Sachin, you can continue.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, sorry for that. So this is the kind of an suggestive graduate admission timeline that we are recommending to you. You don't have to be very strict about it. It's a kind of suggestions. So since we are starting in the June, after this program, as I mentioned before, we are going to provide you some mentors that help you to just sketch your plan, and then you can start preparing for your exams. That includes GRE or TOEFL. And then till September, we suggest to take your exams, especially GRE, and in October, take TOEFL or IELTS and start working on your CV, SOP, and LORs. And then during especially November or December, apply to all the universities that you're planning to, right? Especially before the deadlines. And then it comes March and April when the results come. And then if it's like a self-funded program, like especially PhD, you don't have to worry about fundings. But if it's like a self-funded program, we have to start working on your funds. And we also provide kind of a counseling about that. We have a lot of people who have done it in the past, so we will connect you with those. And then once you get your admit, you get your funding, you start applying for visa process that we will also help you. Especially in the month of May and June. And after that, in the month of June and July, you just do all your documentations, you find out an apartment, you start packaging, you start basically looking for vaccinations that as per university recommendations. And in the August, you come here. So, and then, yeah, I think, so, and I now, so yeah, moving forward, here's our mentor-mentee etiquettes that, is kind of suggested to you that you are supposed to take. So the first is mentor correspondence. So who will be your first primary source of contact? You have to email them. You can just connect through your emails or WhatsApp, depending whatever you guys are preferring. Please try to be professional and appropriate with them. They are your seniors, they are your elders. Then you will be deciding what your objectives and action items during the course of scholarships. When you work towards the goals, be proactive, be purposeful, and be with perseverance. If you get any of the issues, please feel to connect us. Like in case of if your mentors are unresponsive or unprofessionals, if there are some kind of emergency situations or any other complaint, we are always here for you as a chair or as a team. You can always connect with us. Next slide, please. So now I would like to Irfan, who will be talking about next slide.
Thank you, Sachin bhai. I would like to welcome all the new SSGSA scholars who have made it through the applications, and that's a huge feat to achieve. And also, as mentioned earlier, SSGSA will provide you the financial assistance for application at 5 universities, and also provide the financial assistance for the application materials like GRE and TOEFL fees, and sending the scores to the GRE and TOEFL scores to the universities, and also some financial assistance for the preparation materials for these applications, these standardized tests like GRE and TOEFL. So the process is pretty much streamlined. All the payments that will be done for your applications or applications material will be done by the finance team. First of all, what you need to do is you have to fill up a Google form for any payment request. A link will be sent by us, the finance team, in a separate email to all of the scholars. And once you are done with filling up the Google form, what you have to do, you have to write an email at finance@ssgsa.us and make sure that you CC all your mentors in that email. Once we have received the email and approval from the mentors, the payment will be done. So the process is pretty much smooth and streamlined. But a couple of points that I want to make is um, please allow us like 5 to 7 days before any to process your payment request, because sometimes the um, request volume is very high, typically in the mid of December or the end of December. So please allow us 5 to 7 days of processing time so that your mentors could approve and we can go ahead with the payment. Also, for all the standardized tests, the preparation status will be evaluated by the mentors and it will be sent to the mentorship team head. When the payments will be done only after the approval of the mentors, and for that we generally also ask you to upload your mock test scores from these preparation materials in the Google form itself, so that we know that you are well prepared enough for appearing for your GRE or TOEFL. And once we receive those requests and approval from the mentors, then the payment will be done. One more point to make is for the English language, we provide the financial assistance for either of these, like the TOEFL or IELTS. We cover only one of these. And I would like to emphasize on this point, a policy document will be sent to you separately by the mentorship team. So I would like to say that before making any payment request, please read that policy document and uh, follow all the procedures. If someone fails to do so, sometimes it might lead to the delay in the payment process, or sometimes even we can miss the payment request. So that's all from the finance team, and I would like to congratulate you all. And now I would like to hand over to Ahmed Faraz Badr, who is an SSGSA scholar from 2021 and currently pursuing his master's at University of Wisconsin Madison. If any question, you can just write in the chat about the finance.
Thank you, Irfan. Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and congratulations to all our new SSGSA scholars. My name is Faraz, and I'll be going over some of the first initial steps that you'll be going for beginning your applications to different universities and different graduate programs. One of the very first steps that you would be taking would be shortlisting which universities and which programs that you want to apply to best align with your goals and what you want to do. Now, there are many factors that go into selecting and shortlisting universities, and I'm sure you'll be discussing these with your mentors as soon as you contact them. But this is one of the most important steps, and often it is one of the most difficult steps as well. So it's important to get a good head start on shortlisting your universities. So if you are focused on pursuing a research direction at your university, then you might want to look at the Carnegie classification for the institutions of higher education. In the US and in other countries as well, universities are classified based on their intensity of doctoral research. And so looking at these research classifications is more important than merely looking at rankings. Another important criteria to look at, especially if you are pursuing a sort of terminal master's, would be what sort of career opportunities you have after graduating. Many important factors come into play, whether there are important industries located near and around you, or what sort of resources that university provides towards your career advancement. Now, it's important to not be overwhelmed by everything and simply apply for the path of least resistance. You should try to avoid just simply settling for countries which have less strict admission criteria. You should apply to whichever program or university that aligns with your goals and what you want to do. And that is the most important criteria in shortlisting universities. But at the same time, it's important to be moderate in your decision making. So you should have a sort of, and this is something which you might talk with your mentors a bit more further, but having a set of ambitious universities, moderate universities, and one or two safe universities is a good starting point when you begin applying for universities, because it helps you spread out your um, resources and your time and effort into getting your applications done as most efficiently as possible. Many universities also host open house events, and through those you can get application fee waivers. So it's important to get a good head start on shortlisting your universities and be very organized in this approach. You might want to create a sort of organizational table, some sort of Excel sheet or something, which in which you list down all the universities that you want to apply to, what requirements they have, because this is quite important. You need to know whether they require a particular type of standardized test, what sort of resources their application components they require, and what sort of deadlines they have. So that is a really important thing that I hope everyone would be starting with as soon as possible. Moving on to the next slide, we will also take a look at the GRE and the TOEFL and IELTS mentorship that SSGSA provides. Now, the procedure by which we go ahead with standardized tests is that we first like to focus on you and how you want to prepare for these programs rather than imposing a set program on you. So as soon as you discuss with your mentors after shortlisting your universities, what sort of standardized test requirements you have for your university, you would request that you want to prepare for the GRE or the TOEFL or IELTS or whatever that exam may be, and you would be receiving a primer document for that test. So the primer is just a short document that we've compiled, which contains a bunch of resources for about these exams, what they are, and how to prepare for them. And based on that, you can send us a summary of how you want to prepare for these exams. So for instance, the GRE, you can send us a summary of how you want to prepare based on your own well, personal obligations as well. We all know that you are also busy with your own academic programs and other things. So it's important to have a good timeline where you can allocate enough time to preparing for the standardized tests, because they do sometimes have an important role to your entire application. And once you have indicated what your plans are, what you want to do, you can also at the same time request standardized preparation materials. So as that was outlined in the section on finance, we have a procedure through which you can request payments for any sort of standardized preparation material that you might need, and we provide those. And we also have our own internal GRE preparation Discord server in which we have a community of discussing the exam, asking questions. That they have this essay component, and the essay to get good at, because you are on your own. So having a great community which can help you review your essays and help you give feedback to them is very important. And so sharing your progress and taking many practice exams, this is what helps you in preparing for these standardized exams and doing very well on them. And the practice exams are very important as well, because before you book your GRE or TOEFL or IELTS or anything, you would need to send SSGSA the mock scores from any two practice exams you take, so that we can go ahead and be sure that we're all on the same page. We also have a bunch of great resources on our SSGSA YouTube channel, where we have previously done many webinars about how to prepare for the GRE, how to prepare for the TOEFL or IELTS, what are the best resources. And we also will be planning to do a lot more events in the future as well about preparation for these components of your application. But that was it from me. The GRE mentors for SSGSA are myself and Mr. Umar Kharshid. And you can contact us anytime for any sort of questions that you might have about preparing for these exams. So thank you so much. And once again, congratulations to everyone. I will now hand over the slides to Sababhai. So you can take it from here.
Thank you very much, Faraz. So at SSGSA, the Training and Skill Development Division is organizing webinars and workshops. And from years we are organizing these things, but if you would like to have a look, of course you can scan the QR code over here on the right side, you can see, and go to directly to our YouTube channel, subscribe there, and follow us there for new videos which we are uploading from the past events. What is the idea behind is, like, we would like to organize these kind of webinars so you get informed about the best ways to prepare for your graduate applications and how you can contact professors, because these things are really important part of applications when you are submitting your application, regardless of the country, whether it's US, Europe, or Middle East, or anywhere, or Singapore. So what we were thinking is, like, sometimes we cannot think as a student what topics can come. So we really want you to come up with the topic which comes in your mind, and then we will try to find a speaker who is the best for that particular topic, and then we can organize such webinars for you. So you see, so in the past we have organized on the slides, you could see that one of them was like how to contact professor, write email, and about motivation and so on. And one of them was workshop of molecular modeling we did in the past together with the experts. And the contact person is, of course, myself. I'm leading the Training and Skill Development Division, and the contact person of Training and Skill Development Division is Haris Sadri. You can write an email to that. Of course, the email which you see here is the address where you have to write email, and we'll be happy to take over new webinars in the current session and in the future, in the near future. Haris, thank you. So, so what we realized in the past is, like, in the webinar, it's like a one-way flow of information. We are speaking and you are listening and so on. So we realized that it could be more interactive so we do not get bored, and then we give you kind of assignments during the workshop and after workshop. And if we assign you with something with after the workshop, we give you some deadlines. And this kind of workshop will be like basic ones which you require for your graduate application. For example, the ones for GRE and preparation of GRE, and then writing of SOP, or writing your CV, contacting a professor, writing email to them. So these kind of workshops we would like to do, but our focus will be like to make it more interactive, and we will assign you some work to do which has particular deadline. And these assignments will be not just evaluated by the Training and Skill Development Division, but also your mentors and subject experts. And we would then, after we complete with the evaluation, we will get back to you again and provide you individual feedbacks, how you can improve on that things. And we realized that we could also provide you certificates of participation that can motivate you to join. But let me tell you one more thing, that it will be mandatory to join these kind of workshops. So it has been important. We realized that during the past years, it has been very important. If you could join these kind of events, you really developing yourselves with those skills. And I would emphasize on this thing also that we have already a dedicated page on our website, ssgsa.us/resources, where if you go to that link particularly, you will find very good articles written by former students or experts in their fields, or there are also articles like how you start living your life in Germany, for example, in the US as a student. So you will find a lot of helpful resources other than GRE and TOEFL and so on. So that's what I would like to say here. So go to the page and find out what's over there. Thank you. And then please next slide. So here you see some scholars here, so who got recently admit successful, and they would be starting their graduate programs in 2023. And these are the students who in the past year or years they got the SSGSA award. And I would not read all the names, but I would like to say that these at the moment these are the students who got admit in the year who will be starting, and we have also some results awaited. And then these two students who we are showing, they applied for the SSGSA program, but unfortunately they could not secure, because the SSGSA is highly competitive, as you may know. There are so many applicants, and we have also limitations with funds and so on. We cannot choose everyone. So these were students who came to us and asked for mentorship, and we couldn't provide them financial support, but we provide with them with a mentorship, and they did really well, and they secured admissions for the programs starting in 2023. So next, I would like to next slide, please. So here, so what's there? So I would like to tell you about invite one of the scholars, the success story 140. Amongst many scholars who will be starting. So Mohammad Zan was a SSGSA scholar from 2022 to 23. He got admitted MS in ACS Georgia Tech. He did BTech from Aligarh Muslim University, and he got acceptance letters from Arizona State University, University of Minnesota, Ohio State University, Virginia Tech, Georgia, Texas, University of California, University of Waterloo. So these were the offers he got, but I would like to invite Zan to come up and talk about his experiences, how SSGSA supported him to get his application successful, how he was motivated. So Zan, it's your stage now. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. And thank you so much, Sabahuddin. Bye. So I'm really delighted to have this opportunity to speak and share my experience with SSGSA in this year's orientation. And as already introduced, my name is Mohammad Zan, and hopefully I'll be joining Georgia Tech this fall 2023. And it goes without saying that this admit, along with my other admits, such as from UCSD, University of Waterloo, and even a PhD offer from Texas A&M, wouldn't have been possible without the invaluable support of SSGSA. While I've been asked to highlight my experience of being an SSGSA scholar, I thought I wouldn't speak on the expected benefits, such as the financial help, the one-on-one mentorship, the networking, and the plethora of webinars available to the scholars. I believe these aspects have been covered and are well known to those who are familiar with SSGSA, and hence includes everybody in today's webinar. Instead, I would like to shed light on one of the many unexpected benefits I gained from SSGSA by sharing a small experience. So after shortlisting my universities, me and my mentors went on to proceed to the next step, which was, I think, the most daunting of all, the preparation of the application materials, which included SOPs, my resumes, my personal statements, and other documents as well. So initially, I just assumed that during my application submission process, I would just submit rough drafts of these documents to my mentor, and they will just use their expertise to polish it. I imagine we would do a maximum of 3 to 4 iterations. We ended up writing over 30 drafts. And interestingly, my mentors never took my drafts and perfected it themselves, even though it would have taken significantly less time on their part. Instead, they did something more difficult. They taught me how to write it by frequently asking me questions such as, why do you want to include this paragraph? Why what is your thinking behind including the acceptance and sharing this experience and advising me based on this, which I realize is something really difficult to do and which is very time consuming. And as the saying goes, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day, teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. So looking back now, I can confidently assert that all my application materials truly reflect my own work. And this philosophy of empowering individuals is ingrained in everyone at SSGSA. They genuinely care about enabling you to consistently produce your best work while also encouraging you to pass on this knowledge to others. So in conclusion, SSGSA has helped me tremendously in every aspect of my application as well as beyond it. Currently, they are helping me with my visa application, with finding an apartment, with my flight tickets and whatnot, and in other aspects not relating to abroad studies too. So I'm really grateful to being part of this organization. And yeah, so thank you.
Thank you, Zan, for coming here and sharing with us your experiences. Really happy that you to see that we are family now. Of course, everyone who applies for SSGSA, we are they are in itself they become our family member. So yeah, next slide, please. And then we have another from this year, another success story is about Ifra Farid. She is also SSGSA scholar from 2022 to 2023, and she got admitted in PhD in biochemistry at Texas A&M universities. And she did bachelor's and master's in science in biochemistry from Aligarh Muslim University. She got acceptance later from University of Houston and Texas A&M University, but then she decided to join Texas A&M universities. So Ifra, stage is yours now. Thank you.
Hello. Assalamu alaikum everyone. Are you able to hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
we can hear you.
Okay. Hello everyone. Yes, so my name is Ifra Farid, and I will be joining the Texas A&M University in their biochemistry and biophysical program. And I think before, and I'm actually a scholar, as a GSA scholar from 2021, not 2022. Yes, and when I joined the program, I think I didn't know anything how to make an application stand out. I think that's where my mentors worked very hard with me. And as Zan mentioned, that even I was expecting that, like I would write a rough draft of the SOP and my mentors would polish it. It may be around 4 to 5 iterations. And then that doesn't happen. And they tell you exactly how to write it, how you need to make your experience shine. And even when you don't have a very, an extraordinary application, you can still make a shining SOP out of your very normal application. And that was the case. That was my case. And I think I learned a lot through that process, because I also apply that in my, you can also extend that into your professional life, how to make your, experience shine out, even when you might have just very normal experience. And how to say, move forward with that confidence that yes, you will get it. So I think that's where my mentors worked very hard with me. And also I would like to highlight the financial aid aspect of the SSGSA SSGSA mentorship program, because I think that it gives you a lot of freedom that you might not have when you're just applying by yourself. When you're just applying by yourself, you will be, you will try to minimize the risk and everything. But with the help of SSGS's financial aid, that really, make you aim higher than what you would have been doing before. So I think in that way, SSGSA really helped me. And even now, like right now, I'm searching for the accommodations and everything to shift. So I was in the middle of the process, and I had some road bumps along the way, and I just called my alumni who were present there, and they just said, just don't worry about it. Just book them and don't worry about anything else and just come here. So I think that the community feeling from SGS and from our AMU alumni really helps us and strengthens us when we come there and when we go there and just start our studies. And I'm really thankful for it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Efra, for your kind words. And with this, I would like to pass on the mic to Mohammad Ful Hussain Sheikh. So he's leading the promotions and outreach team of SSGSA, and he will share what he would like to share now. So Ful, the stage is yours. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sabah. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. So first of all, I would like to welcome all the new scholars to the SSGSA family, and thanks for being here. So I'll be talking about a few slides. The first being about the SSGSA e-newsletter that we publish like almost every month. If you go to the SSGSA website, you will find this newsletter section where you will see like those newsletters like biannually or sometimes annually, like they're like listed there. So if you go there, you'll see all the stories like what we include there. Among many other things, what the newsletter cover are the articles from like SSGSA scholars related to their like grad school experience and how they came to this place, how they ended up in their universities and stuff like that. And also they sometimes write some articles about their research fields. We also publish in our newsletter the news about the recent achievements of our scholars and whether they have switched their jobs from one company to another company and many other things. We also have the news about like SSGSA events that we conduct like very regularly in outreach and promotions team as well as TSD. I'll talk about those teams later. Another important thing that I would like to highlight here is the regular story of the month series that we have started a year back or so. So we publish like monthly a story of one of our scholars or alumni and how they experience their life and stuff like that. So if you want to know more about those, you can sign up and receive the newsletter directly to your inbox from this. Like if you go to the website and see, or also you can scan it here. Next slide, please. Okay, so we have a lot of social media, like we're very social. On Facebook, you can find our page and group. You can also search us on Twitter. We have one Instagram account, one LinkedIn group, and also a very active YouTube channel. So I would highly recommend the new scholars to visit these pages and groups and handles and accounts, and then go there, follow us. Make sure to stay connected with us to get like all the updates about SSGSA. Next slide, please. All right, so let me introduce you to the best team in the world, Team SSGSA. On the top, you have the executive team, which constitutes of Mr. Said Ali Rizvi, Dr. Saif Sheikh, Dr. Rehan Bakri, and Dr. Saida Andrabi, along with two of our co-chairs, Sajad Sheikh and Sachin Gupta Bhai. We have in our application team led by Kashif Ahmed Bhai, along with Ahmed Faraz Badar, who just talked. And in the training and skill development team, we have Sabauddin Ahmed Bhai as the lead, and along with Harish Shabdari Bhai and Hafizul Bhai, and also Harshul Gupta. In the finance team, led by Muhammad Irfan Bhai, we have Azaz Nazir as well in that team. And the promotions and outreach team, as you see, like it covered whole column, whole row. So it's a very big team. Along with me, there are many members, and I think all of them are listed, but if I'm missing someone, I apologize for that. So we have Burhani Taisepuddin, Sadia Tanvirapi, Atia Usmani, Mariam Abbas, Danish Alam, Samina Ansari, Azhar Hassan Ansari, and Mehabis Saman. In the mentorship team, which is led by Rabia Omar, we have Faisal Basir Wani, Pradeep Kumar, and Ahmed Faraz Badar again. The web team constitutes of a few members, which is led by Imansu. And then along with Imansu, there is Zeba Ahmed, Razal, Nijahara, and Roshan Sharma. So we have a big team, and I'm pretty sure many of you, if not all, will be in this leadership board in the future. So with this, I would like to call Sachin Gupta Bhai for a few final words about SSGSA. Thank you.
Thank you, Phul Bhai. So after this, I would like to invite Ali Bhai, Sayyid Ali Rizvi, for vote of thanks.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum everyone, and thank you, Sachin, for asking me to propose a word of thanks. Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'd like to thank everyone who made this orientation process today like a breeze and a success. First and foremost, I'd like to thank our scholars who have been selected. Your outstanding achievements and dedication to the academic excellence you have earned, you become one of the best and the finest ambassadors of Aligarh Muslim University. Your passion and commitment will surely have a very positive impact on society. I'd like to thank also the mentors for giving their time and expertise to guide and support our scholars. You heard from some of these people who were a few years ago on your side of the aisle, and today they are giving back to the program in their own unique ways. Many of them spoke today, and I'll name a few. I may miss some people, but if I miss somebody's name, please, that's a pure oversight and not by any intention. Our mentors play a very important role, and their guidance is very, very crucial in the academic success for our scholars who get selected. I'd like to also thank all the people who, in some form or the other, have helped over the years the program to succeed and be a success at the point that we are in right now. Today, as for example, we heard a very touching speech by our own dear Professor Samina Salim Sahiba, and her inspiring journey really was amazing. I've known her for many, many years, but today what she spoke, even I did not know that she was born in Lucknow, for example, by the way. And 3 words, I mean, she gave a very nice speech for all of you to share, to learn and from what she said. But I learned 3 words she said, and I think those were the crux I want to share with you as well. And she mentioned, be impatient, be curious. And then she mentioned, be uncomfortable. So never be comfortable in the setting you are in, never be patient, be on the lookout for more opportunities, and of course, be curious. So thank you, Professor Samina Salim, for sharing your journey with us. It was really inspiring. I also would like to thank all the faculty members and experts who have served as panelists over the years in our program, and they do an amazing help in selecting the best and the brightest from Aligarh Muslim University. The organizing team today did an amazing work in planning and executing this session. And I have the names here of Dr. Sabahuddin Ahmad in Germany and Haris Ehsan Sabri also, I'm not sure which country, but in Europe as well. The other people I'd like to mention by name here are Muhammad Irfan, Ahmed Faraz Badar, and Muhammad Hussain Sheikh. And of course, my co-executive members of the committee, Dr. Shaidan Drawi, Dr. Rehan Bakri, and Dr. Sheikh Sahib for being together and helping us do this work for the last 16 years. 145 scholars directly mentored, 23 countries, 110 universities. That is a great work for Aligarh Muslim University. As you all know, that I often tell people, the work of Aligarhians, as Aligarhians, the work for us is much, much higher. Much is expected of us to do. So, हमारे पास में जो normal लोग करते हैं, उनसे at least 10 times more we have to do. So please be committed to the program, participate and support in any way that you can, and your mentors will be there to guide and help you. With these words, I'd like to end by saying that we stand together in this journey of excellence for all of you. As Aligarhians, we are all together, and we want to make sure that the dream of our founder, Sir Sayyid Ahmad Khan, resonates amongst us, in all of us. Thank you, and Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, everybody, for all the great words, as you always do. Next slide, please. So here's the last slide of the day. Just to brief what we have said so far, I'll kind to add something. So the first thing is very important: keep writing to us. Always be in touch. If you have any of the issue, if your mentors are not replying, if you need any other resource, please write us. We will always be there for you. Just the key is keep writing it to us. Always be in touch. And from this year, we are also going to organize a monthly office hours with the chairs. So we'll be sending some Zoom link, and the chairs and the mentorship team will be there, and we'll be talking to you if you have any of the feedbacks or any concerns. We are also starting a new monthly thing, which we are calling Meet with Leadership. We'll invite like a group of 5 scholars to talk our executive team and mentorship team. And 4 things very important: stay connected with your mentors, text them, talk to them, be in their touch regularly. Try to attend as much as workshops and webinars you can. There's a great resources. You can also visit us YouTube and check the previous workshops and webinars. Keep sharing your updates and stories with us at all times, so that we can just plan accordingly. And even after you get admission, keep writing and stay in touch with us. So you can write us on our SSGSA chair email or team email, or you can fill the contact form. So with this, I welcome our new scholars in the SSGSA family, and we hope to work together intensely and with perseverance and passion. Thank you very much. And so welcome again. And with this, I open the floor for the questions. So if you have any questions, please either write in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and we can take your questions. Yeah, please feel free to unmute yourself if you have any questions, or you can also write in the chat box. No questions today? Maybe we are doing pretty much good job then. Okay. Yeah, maybe let's wait for a couple of minutes. And so Sabah, you have some questions, please.
So I will just say one thing over here, that no questions means that you understood everything so nicely that you don't have any questions, or you didn't understood anything, or you didn't get anything. So really, it's the opportunity, and I will motivate everyone, every new students, every new members of the family to please take this opportunity seriously. And if things comes to your mind, just be open and ask questions. Thank you.
So maybe like Sabah, let's do a last call. Oh, Waqas is a question. Please, Waqas, you can admit yourself.
Assalamu alaikum to all the respected participants. First of all, I am grateful to the entire SSGSA team for recognizing my potential and choosing me for this prestigious Scholar Award. Also, I'd like to thank Professor Salim for sharing her inspiring journey. I'm just curious to know that when will our mentors get appointed, so that we could ask and start our journey.
I think Sajjad is the best resource for this.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Waqas, for the question. We are working on that, and we will most probably in 1 or 2 weeks will assign you the mentors, depending upon, we have sent you the Google form where you have shown your interest and what you will be expecting, and what is your tentative plan or program that you will be applying. So accordingly, we will try to match your specific requests, but we don't guarantee that we'll have exact person who is in your field, but we will try our best to match you with the person who is most closely related to your program, who can be the best help for you. Yeah, so in 1 or 2 weeks, or at the best, like 3 weeks, you will have your mentors.
Okay, thank you.
I'm glad Waqas got the idea because, you know, like Professor Salim had said, be curious, and he's curious to ask questions about when does he get the real mentors. So that's the right message given to the right person and right reaction. Perfect.
Yeah, thank you, Rabbi. I think if we do not have any questions, let's call up the day. And just yes, stay in touch and let's work together and hope to have like a lot of admissions this year.
And hopefully we see you next time on this side of the screen. So
yes,
yeah.
yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Thank you very much.
thank you very much.